Complete, but it's not complete. It still needs lots of money to invest. And this is one of our chandeliers that we bought from China. And you see it good from here. It can change colors. Yes. But we have another one here. Before I show you this space, because we're talking about chandeliers, let me show you. This other part of the house. Just come. We still have this thing here because maybe they were painting or fixing.
Welcome back. This is Real Estate Trends Show. Today, as always, I am Jalcare, and today in my panel, I have...
Hello, my name is Conrad Jongo, currently in Kakamega County.
Hello, Kevin Obonyo. Currently, I'm at Muranga.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rachel Maina, currently at Muranga University.
Awesome. Good to have you all on the team today. I'm excited about what we're going to talk about. As we all know, Real Estate Trends Show is a show where we talk about all things real estate, from the developments that are coming up to the lifestyle and real estate properties that are owned by celebrities, as we call them, to what is currently happening in the real estate industry. There is this person that is making waves on the news circles in the social media spaces. He refers to himself as I am Marwa. He is a YouTuber. He's been on YouTube for about 2 years consistently. Currently, he started a party in his hometown. His hometown is in Migori. He started a party where he is training his whole village to become YouTubers, because his career as a YouTuber has changed his life, and therefore he wants to change the lives of every individual who is in his village. What do you guys think about that?
For me, basically, it's a wonderful thing when you impact your community and society. Basically, when you make it in life in a certain level or field, it's always good to come back home and give thanks and also help others get on the top.
I think it's a good idea because giving back to the community is nice, but the fact that he went back home and started assisting his mother, that shows caring. He didn't forget the past. You see the background, he has been raised up, and now he decided to build the house for the mother, that very beautiful mansion. So you see, I guess it's a very good idea.
Speaking of him going back to build a mansion for his parents, I actually agree with you, Rachel. It's a very noble cause, but it's not just that. It's the fact that he was in Colombia. He left. He's an actuarial scientist, so he studied actuarial science. So he left the country, went, started YouTube. His life changed from that, and then he came back to the country and he built mansion. Well, multi-million. He has never told us how much money it spent him to put up that house. Kevin, when you look at the house, what stands out for you?
I appreciate Mara at the first place. You see, our old dream or our long-term dream is that after getting something at hand, we go back and help the family or the society at large, which we left back at home. Then another thing, that the house being a multi-million, it's not just a mere thing as we can see it or view it. It's something very of great importance and significance at large. Going back and remembering how past or how they used to play or how things used to be at their home, their house, compound at large, and now coming with a mansion, which maybe has not been seen in their house. It was something which is very attractive and even makes people to long for their home and change the view, how people used to view their home, the state, and even the conditions of how things used to be when the family members see them becoming and very excited, very happy.
This used to be our gate, or this used to be the gate I called home, or the gate I used to see, and I'm like, oh man, has my mom prepared some food for me? Or, you know, when I used to do some schooling here, day school, of course, And I want to take you inside. Come along with me. Let me take you a tour of here before I show you the new building or multi-million mansion.
When you compare the home that they used to live in and the one that they moved to, the mansion that he actually built for their parents, I think the previous one is the reality of most Kenyans. That's where most of their backgrounds begin, unless you're coming from a dynasty. With, Mabati gets, with interesting roofing, with the house, you're not sure which door is leading to where. Basically, it just shows that there was no, proper design as long as a house is put up, which is the reality of most of our homes. Is that what you see from Murang'a, Kevin?
Actually, the case from Murang'a, very
Yeah.
unproperly designed compounds, even buildings themselves. We have got thatched, some still thatched, of course, and even some mabati, semi-permanent, we call them. So it's unproperly designed. Maybe may bring something with the level of education. So still people are of the old traditional buildings. So coming to newer buildings, it's a bit tricky and it takes time.
Yeah, Rachel, you were laughing. What is that about?
Okay, Murang'a has nice buildings, only that some of them are, when you go to very village areas, hey, you just have to, like the one that Marwa had, their background, you can see some of them being like that. So I guess it's almost everywhere. There's those people who are placed in such a background.
Yeah, I think that's actually what happens across not only Kenya, but Africa in general. Because really, our parents, all they focus, or our grandparents, all they are focusing on is to make sure you have a roof over your head and to ensure that you go to school. Because beyond that, they were trying to, survive and ensure that all things work out.
In my case, it's basically an inspiration when you look at the entire story. There's whereby starts by his original home where he was raised and he grew up as a young man before starting to traveling, going abroad. And it's a big change. And it's a good home, basically. It challenged him to look for a good house and to also appreciate our mom and parents and sisters, because according to him, they were collecting stones. They always had that dream to have a good home. So it's a dream. It's a dream come true, and it's a good thing. The house is so wonderful, but in a wrong place in the interior. But it's also a change in that, as time goes by, basically those people are not going to stay like that. They'll also have that inspiration to build houses like that, and they will also grow. So it's also a challenge to them that they can also have such houses with time that is.
That's actually an interesting perspective to say, Conrad, that the house is a good house, but in the wrong place. No, it's a very, very interesting perspective, but I see what you mean by that, because as you could see from the aerial view, most of the neighborhood does not have such houses, So yeah, as you said, it's a challenge for the neighbors and the people who are going to buy land from that area to also build mansions or story buildings, or just more modernized homes as opposed to the ones that were there. I think it's a lot of progress, but also it just shows how interesting and different our times are, because our parents were stuck through the professions of, you go to school, become a doctor, teacher, lawyer, so that you can be able to have a good home. But look at Marwa, he's a YouTuber. He has built his home thanks to YouTube. He has a huge following, and from the monies that he gets from YouTube is how he has changed his home. And that's why he's trying to change his whole village to become YouTubers. But it's interesting. But also, besides him building a home for his family, he has also put up a villa. He refers to it as Villa Melagin, which he says is a homage paid to where he began his YouTube page, because he began his YouTube page when he was in Colombia, and that happens to be the second largest city in Colombia. If you looked at the whole house that he is still putting up, that's where the whole party of changing people to become YouTubers is happening. It's actually going to happen until on 18th of December 2023. People come, they take videos, they see what is happening inside, inside the home, then they leave. So basically, he didn't say what is going to happen of the house. He said it could be anything. It could be an orphanage. It could be a bank. It could be, but basically it's a big home.
Actually, what I could say is that at first you see now revolution coming back to the rural areas. The views of the people now starts to change. Even the mind starts to change now. That how we used to view things in the past is asked now to differ from the present. You see, now Marwa, after benefiting from his parents, that's through education and even YouTubing, so now that he becomes a content creator. He also wants to motivate some people else so that they can also get something out of their own interest and luck, so that through their hard work, they get something that they can also come and bring change to the society. So from then we now find that the whole society is being revolutionized. It gets changed. So now even the roads which are not there in the society can now get to be constructed. Even the new buildings could now be constructed, so that people could not just be scared of their own multi-billion house which he has built for his parents. Even him himself, I hope he longs to build for himself an house. And even the arrangements of the house, the serenity of the village or of the society will now be of great impact, even to the investors who will now come to see the areas and even now want to invest in the areas. So we will now be seeing people migrating from towns, going to the rural areas, just to build houses or just to rent houses.
That is so true, because with the magnitude of how he has marketed this whole villa thing, it's definitely going to bring down investors. It's going to develop the whole area where it is built. It's going to bring in, more modernized roads. It's basically developing his village. Conrad?
Yeah, basically, the medallion, I think it's a very good place. It was during the video, I think it is still under construction, but it's good. And if you see the lightings, the color, yeah, it will also give exposure to these young guys in the interior. But so they learn a lot and have big dreams. When they see such things, they also get to know more about ideas of houses, how to make content using them, and it will inspire them. So I can also visit there because I heard about a kitchen and stuff like that. I don't know.
He did mention about it. He actually said 7 families may be able to spend time there, and they will all have different kitchens. It's a 7-bedroomed house. It's a 7-bedroom. It's going to have a swimming pool. It will have a theater. It will have an indoor gym. So it's going to have so many amenities. And as Conrad has said, this is going to bring so much exposure to the people in Migori, to be able to have an up-close and personal experience with something so huge and done so well. The interior, I cannot wait to see how it actually pans out when they're done constructing, because as you said, it's still under construction right now. But you could tell the chandeliers were exceptional. He said they were imported from China. He mentioned how the taxes used to import it were more than the price of the chandelier itself.
Actually, the tax being greater, the tax being high even more than the good which is being imported, sometimes could be of a greater challenge of itself. Because if you now here view the tax itself, you can even now be disadvantaged So that if you don't become motivated by yourself or inwardly, then you may even end up not doing what you wanted to do, being distracted by even just the tax. That's just tax alone. So what if it is tax, then now bring transport and things such as things of such. It will be of a great challenge. So it's more of motivation and inwardly.
I think it's just trying to become unique in a specific way. It's not bad when it comes to decors, and it's also classy. I think for Marwa is a guy who's classy and he wants to become unique in a way that when even it's gone 10 years to come, will be remembered that I did this, and it's a good thing. Sometimes you don't have to consider the price of something, but the change that it will make and the attraction that will come alongside with it. And it's good basically also to give people such things they can know about, that they also exist in this world. When they go outside their villages, in towns, they're like, "Oh, it's also in my village." So it's good.
Yeah, there's something you mentioned about exposure, which is very true. The more exposure someone has, the more they know of things that are of interest to them. So, for example, he's been in so many countries that, of course, he must have seen something like that chandelier somewhere and decided, hey, that's what I want. So when you incur the cost and with the monies that he makes, for him, that's simply nothing. And he is okay to do it. If you are okay to do it, then why not? But I was so glad that he mentioned that his interior designer is a Kenyan, which is something that is commendable, considering if someone would want to do something so exceptional, they might have opted to get someone from outside the country. Sometimes we look down upon our own professionals, which is very sad. He mentioned that it's going to have a helipad. That was impressive.
Yeah, I heard about that. I don't. Maybe he's expecting guys like the president to visit him once in a while and to check in. So it's also a good place.
Yeah, it might end up becoming a tourist attraction site for the Migori County. Anyway, we'll see. Once it's done being put up, we'll see what it turns out to become. But I think he's done a very impressive thing about it, and the fact that he wants to share the things that led to his success is also something that is to be admired, because he's now training. His mom has a YouTube channel. Sorry?
The way she was talking is like she has much content that she can give to the society, and a lot of people like her so much. She talks in a quite inspiring way and educative way. And she's a humble woman, just like Marwa and the entire family. I think basically all of them are just content creators. Also, I heard of the sister; she's also a content creator. So
Yes.
they're well off and they're doing a great job.
I think he has already converted his family, so that's why he's reaching out to the village to convert them as well.
Yeah, in fact, he has changed everybody to be a content creator in his homestead. So changing everybody to be a content creator from homestead, which means always home is the best. As always said, that you start from home before going outside. So even if you will be going outside now, it will have an easier time to convert the villagers and the society members at large, so that they get to get this thing more and more. So if you start convincing a person, then he will ask you, why did you not start from home? Right? He has started from home. Then something also to note, even the design of the house itself, how the compound is designed, is of greater impact. It attracts people more. If you just look at the outer appearance, how it is, the roofing itself, how it is, even the compound, they have started planting trees all over to create a good serenity for even people to have rest when it is sunny. I talk of Migori County, when it's sunny day. So for good serenity.
There's something else that really stood out for me. The fact that he mentioned that they have a lot of natural water. So they are trying to find a way of ensuring that it doesn't destroy whatever is in the property. So they have put various ways of harvesting the water and just ensuring that the water doesn't destroy things, which is something that can be talked about, especially right now with the El Nino. And considering that we have said most of our homesteads, we have the houses like the ones Marwa's family was living before they moved to the mansion. I'm sure with the El Nino going on right now, most homes are actually straining a lot because of the colds. It might be swept away. It might be, dummy for the ones which are cracked, like the one they were living in, with crackings and, maybe leaks. So if we could be able to find ways of containing the water that we have during such seasons, it would have been a really, really great success for the country. But anyway, we'll get there someday. So
for me, basically, he has inspired me also as a young guy that nothing is impossible when you have a dream to giving back to our parents. They have basically done a lot for us, and just giving them such a nice home makes them happy that they are proud of us, of what we have become and what we are doing in life. It's not always a matter of us every day that we have to always do things for ourselves, but also to do things for the better benefit of others. That's in the house part of it. Basically, it's a good house, beautiful accommodations, big living room and kitchen rooms, a balcony which you can see outside as compared to the previous house which he grew up living, where it was small, poor lighting, poor windows. But it's a good place because he has also rented this room to other people and they're letting them they're comfortable. So it's not bad, but it's a transition that you can't really stay in one position throughout your life. You have to always keep growing and looking for much better ideas and opportunities. And when it comes to the medallion, I think it's for the society that they also deserve something from us, and it may be small or large or however, but it always makes a change and it inspires people basically. And you could see even before it's done, there were YouTubers already inside seated and exploring it, and
yeah,
they were happy for it. And if you see people like have already started entering projects and it's undone, so it's a good impression that people have accepted it. So it's a good learning place, a good place to chill, relax, and also do your YouTube content. And so for my case, I think I can follow his path. One day when I make it also, I'll come back to the society and do the same.
I've found out that commitment is the best thing, because by the fact that I am Marwa became committed in YouTubing and providing all the content and whatever, he becomes successful person, because dreams are varied. You might be doing something and all of a sudden through commitment you may get up, you may succeed in life. And also unity, by the fact that the parent, the sisters and the sister and the brother, they have supported him, even by the fact that they are presenting whatever they have. You can see that they are enjoying that their brother has built them the mansion. So having unity and commitment may lead you to maybe achieving whatever you want. So we should not we should always be committed. Yeah.
It's an inspiration out of dream coming to pass, out of exposure and interactions with different individuals. That comes with exposure from traveling or visiting different states. We get to find an individual or a YouTuber or a student, a scholar, whose dream coming to pass, how he had longed for him. Marwa coming and is making his dream work for him. First of all, he was motivated from inwardly. That's when his parents sends him to school, then he knows what he wants and what he longs for. So the same case and lies unto us. Another thing I can also say, the sociality or the hospitality from the family members. I see how his family welcomes him back. They becomes happy, and everybody longs for his life. So even coping and incorporating his activities or his ideas becomes an easy thing. So that they don't even murmur or decur from his things or his decision of making them or turning them into YouTubers. He stands and changes his homes from the onset, how things started. So that one shows inward motivations unto self. Then bringing back to the society, that should always be our aim and main concern. That from where you started from, what do you want to be remembered with? What do you want to left behind? Because sometimes or one time we will not be there, but some people will come back. So the shade which we build for ourselves today will one time be a shade for some people else. So they will also rest that way. So being a mansion really shows something which of motivation, and it's even of great impact even to the society at large. Because even at one time now, the investors will now be coming to the society to exchange ideas with them, how things started, and they will be, wow, we have already been modernized.
I appreciate that so much, Kevin. That is so true. Because he's basically making a change, and that's why real estate is it's a very important field in the industry. When you put up a development, that's why malls change, societies, change towns. When you put up a real estate investment, it's going to have a ripple effect on so many people because it opens an avenue for businesses, it opens an avenue for employment, it opens an avenue for growth of that society, basically, which is something that we should all aim towards. Thank you so much for having a chat with me today. Thank you, Conrad. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, make sure you subscribe to this channel.